in shape and ready to go. More on that in a second. And then the other thing is Ben is pissed at Doc Rivers, not just for what he said after the game. Apparently, that's not nearly as effective, and it didn't affect him nearly as much as what Joel Embiid had to say. But apparently, Ben SImmons is pissed that Doc Rivers didn't visit Ben in Los Angeles in the offseason. Ben was working out in L.A. Apparently, Doc was in L.A., and Doc didn't go visit Ben. However, according to the Ramona Shelburne piece, Ben also admits, or at least his camp admits, that Doc reached out to Ben many times, and Ben did not reply. What in the holy hell is going on? Like, you cannot make... If you wrote a script, and you handed it to a Hollywood producer, they'd go, nope, not believable. Sorry, I'm going to go back to Marvel films. This is just not believable. Let me concentrate on the next Marvel movie. And this whole thing about a professional player not liking another guy and a coach, and then they want to get together, but he says don't, but he doesn't reply, but he wants to see him, but he doesn't. No one's going to believe that. That's kind of how it feels. Now, the other thing here that was definitely interesting was the whole in shape thing. Ben is local right now. I thought he was in Southern Los Angeles, Southern California, living his life, having a great time, getting engaged, allegedly. Congrats if that's the case, man. But the other thing is he's in shape. He's playing ball. He would have to elevate dramatically his play if he is going to play this season, like his workouts and all that stuff. But he's using the team facilities occasionally. He hasn't kept the team updated on his mental health status and whatever's going on there. But the fact that he's staying in shape, the fact that he is working out, the fact that he is shooting and he's trying to be as ready as possible so that if he is to get traded by the February 10th trade deadline, he could jump in and play as soon as possible. So whether that means still another 3 weeks after he's traded, or if that means he knows he's going to get traded, so he's going to be in that best possible shape to go out there and then maybe take a week to get into game shape, I don't know. But it definitely raised my eyebrows when I saw that he's ready to go, essentially. So it got me thinking, in those dark places I go in my brain. Let's just say that the Sixers continue to play well throughout the rest of the season. You know where I'm going with this yet? Let's say that the Sixers are going to make the playoffs, and they're going to make the playoffs. But let's say that they actually have a shot at winning. And then all of a sudden, Ben wants to play again. I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't want to waste too much time on a hypothetical. Just imagine that world. It's a possibility where all of a sudden, Sixers are playing really well. Ben thinks he could be on a winning team. Ben thinks he could be part of a deep playoff run. Daryl Morey has already come out and said this team has a huge Ben Simmons size hole in it. What if Ben decided to come back? What if he said, all right, bygones be bygones. This helps me in the long run. I can get into the playoffs. I can play better in the playoffs. I can help this team make a push in the playoffs. Maybe that'll make me a little bit more attractive to another team in the offseason. And then I know that my last experience is trying to help this team win in the playoffs again. I still think highly unlikely, but it's still very much possible. And I've been saying through this entire process, if I would welcome Ben SImmons back. I would. You call me crazy. I would welcome Ben SImmons back because I still don't believe they're going to get nearly as much as they want to get back in return for him. And if he does come back and play well, how much more can they get? And people say, oh, you got to trade him. You got to trade Ben SImmons. Otherwise, you're wasting the year of Joel Embiid. You're wasting a chance. I'd rather waste, quote unquote, the rest of this season than waste the next 3 to 4 years of Joel Embiid. Because if you really botch this trade, when it's possible you could go out there and get something else that is a lot better than what you could get right now in a return for Ben Simmons, then I'd gladly sacrifice the next 40 games, whatever it might be, 30 to 40 games. And I'd rather sacrifice those games than 3 more years where I could have a better player playing next to Joel Embiid based on what I got back for Ben Simmons. Whether that's draft picks where you go out and you draft somebody that can play next to Joel Embiid for the foreseeable future, or that's somebody that you're using those picks to flip to then bring back to the 76ers.